I am English and I'm a Social Democrat, and yet I do not feel represented by the Labour Party. Ed Miliband has been elected yet again, and he is neither English nor certainly a Social Democrat. He could possibly be a Marxist, and I don't trust him. I said let's give him a chance in my previous vid, but I have reservations. Now, why is there inequality? That's the major crux and problem that socialism and democracy are set out to solve. And why is there no liberty? Equally so, there must be a balance between liberty and equality. The problem for this in the modern world is not direct slavery, although slavery does exist in Africa and the Middle East and Central Asia and China and many other places. But the problem in Britain is the problem of the lack of ability for people to get credit at the same price as banks. Therefore, will always be inequality when the bankers can get money from the fractional reserve banking system at a much cheaper rate than the average consumer or average citizen, because we are not consumers, we are citizens, all right? And we should be given the right to have credit at the same rate from the Bank of England as anyone else, any bank. That's the reason. The other reason is trade gaps, and trade gaps is a circular issue because trade gaps cause inequality, and inequality causes trade gaps. Why is this? Well, in my vid on trade gaps in South Africa, I spelt this out, but I'll quickly go through it. As there is inequality, there is less economic connections between different people. So you get a two-tier caste system where some people are living effectively 2 years ahead of everyone else in the things that they can buy, the movies that they can see, the theatre that they can go to, the amount of time that they can spend doing fitness, because they have the money to do those things. But they cannot sell their labour to someone who's poorer. Therefore, you end up in extreme cases with aristocratic homes which fall into disrepair because they have heating bills of £130,000 and then the state buys them up. This has happened all over England. Okay. On the other hand, people who have got a very good idea who are poor, don't have the capital to sell their labour and their ideas to someone who's rich. Why? Because they don't know them. Because inequality has broken the economic and social connections between them, and thus there is a trade gap. Also, between countries, there are trade gaps, and those trade gaps are filled by trading banks. Banks that take a cut out of every time that you trade. And so that is why I'm for the euro, because the euro gets around this problem by having a single currency that creates a block of sovereign countries within a trade block where everyone can trade with each other equally. But I am an English nationalist as well, and we must have solve the other problem, which is the schism caused by multiculturalism. I believe that if you come to this country, you should integrate into the local European culture. That gives you still a wide range of cultures to choose from and styles of clothes and dress. But of course, immigration is also a personal issue of whether people want to reproduce with someone else of a different race or nationality or culture or religion. And so government, therefore, it's very difficult for government to intervene on that issue. But what I would do is first nationalise the banks to deal and give credit at an equal amount for everybody. That would be one way to do it. I would have a European-wide immigration tariff where only 8% of the people, or 4% of the people, over time this would be reduced further, would be of foreign descent, of non-European descent. And you would do this through economic means of increasing the local European population by providing more benefits for them, while making it harder for people from outside of the European Union, which will cover a larger area than it does now in the future, because of course Iran and Turkey and other countries may come in. So it's not a racialist point of view. But what we were trying to do is increase the Nordic and Celtic and Roman people of descent through the European Union to all parts of the European Union. So therefore that the advanced world, the first world, continues to grow and grow and grow, and thus increases the economic ability of those less fortunate countries who join the EU to get first world economies, and thus there will be an influx of people from, say, Germany and Britain and France and Italy and Spain to those countries. So it will be the reverse of immigration now. That must be the goal of the European Union, because if you don't expand, you die, basically, as a civilization. You must deepen and widen your integration. And that means also increasing equality between everybody in those countries. It was worked out that in 2006 a study was done where everybody would have the buying power of $64,000 at that time. Now, the dollar's much weaker than it is now, much stronger than it is now. So you have to look at it in 2006 currency, or that would be about £32,000 in British money in 2006 pounds. So we're trying to create that system where there is equal buying power no matter where you live in the globe, so that there is not third world feudalistic shitholes in Africa and Middle East, where everybody lives in different unions which are all first world. So I would like to create a Middle Eastern Union, a North African Union, a South African Union, an East African Union, and a European Union that is greater. Also, on the subject of America, I believe that a European Union and Great Britain needs to be the link between America and the rest of the world, because otherwise America can become very insular. What we need to do is also teach people about economics in school and also about social democracy, because we need to have a social market that produces to the point of maximum social benefit. Now, this moves around all the time in economics, but it's a proven concept. I would also introduce national service for everyone, with not necessarily in the army, but also in the emergency services, for people between the ages of 18 to 25. Also, I would introduce MMA to school, to secondary schools as well, MMA and boxing for the lads, and more sports for girls as well. Also, I've clearly set out a programme now to create an English social democracy, and please join this party that I will be setting up, or join my group, Levellers English Social Democrats Pro EU. Thank you for listening.